reviews of mine, I know Laurel and Hardy can go on for ages, so I'm just going to keep this one short and sweet if possible. We're finishing off DVD 2 in the Laurel and Hardy box set. This movie is Leave 'Em Laughing from 1928. I'm not going to get too detailed in this review. Let's just get that out of the way at the start here, because these reviews of mine, I know Laurel and Hardy can go on for ages, so I'm just going to keep this one short and sweet if possible. Basically, the outline of the story is Stanley has the toothache, and it's the middle of the night, and Ollie can't get to sleep with Stan complaining and moaning. Now, this is a silent film, and a really, really good film, but I think I kind of wish this had been one of their sound movies, because I think there's parts of this movie, although it works just about flawlessly as a silent film, I think the end sequence with the traffic warden directing traffic and them in the car, at this point both of them are completely off their face and laughing gas after being at the dentist. But that's the end of the film. I think that would have been so much funnier if it had been in sound. But as I say, Ollie is trying his hardest to help Stan during the night, and he's like, I'm going to pull the tooth for you, and he's like tying string around this bad tooth and like tying it to the doorknob and slamming the door shut. And of course there's a confrontation with the landlord, pretty much like one of the other films in this here. They Go Boom, the one we did last week. It's a very similar sequence to that there, where they have a confrontation with their landlord and he threatens to kick them out. But this time there is a butt kicking contest between the three of them, and then Stan actually punches the guy in the face. Like, not a real fight, but more or less just your slapstick kind of. And so the following day they go to the dentist. Now this, forgive me if I can't recall the name of the film, but there's a sequence in Leave Them Laughing where Stan and Ollie are at the dentist, and it plays out pretty much like a film that they do later on. It's one of their prison movies. The name of it completely escapes me at the minute, but as I say, the whole way through this series, it's been years since I watched the Laurel and Hardy films, and this is an education and a real good time for me to go through these. But I think this sequence in this film was directly taken from Leave 'Em Laughing to put into this film later on, which isn't unheard of in Laurel and Hardy, because we did have that back at the start with A Chump at Oxford. Fantastic film. They go to the dentist, and it's completely over the top. There's a guy sitting in the waiting room who says, "This dentist, broke my brother's jaw last week." And as they're sitting in the waiting room, there's people getting into the dentist's office, and then they're getting stretchered out for an ambulance, and the guys like running for their lives and stuff. And I'm starting to get into great detail here. I promised I wouldn't, but this film was so flipping good, and for a rock and roll rating for this film, I'm going to give it a great, because I just smiled from beginning to end, and there's quite a lot of laugh out loud sequences in this film. And I think after recent days, Laurel and Hardy and this type of comedy is something that this planet is sorely missing. So definitely check out Leave 'Em Laughing.